Hello and welcome to this amazing module and course on business data analytics using Power BI. My name is Rupam and I'm going to take you through this journey. We call it as the data magician's journey. So starting from the concepts of data till how we actually make use of data to develop some amazing reports and charts. That's what we are going to discuss in this particular entire program. Talking from the perspective of data, so let me tell you what happened. I mean, in schools primarily, we were taught maths and English in two different classes. So never in our maths class, we talked about having some kind of stories, or never in our English class, we developed any stories using numbers. So we had two different concepts being taught in two different lectures. Now that became very evident when we actually went to the next stage of our life, of our journey, and then this gap actually increased. So today we are here to bridge that gap. So see that, okay, how we can weave stories with numbers, how we can tell stories with data. That's the most important thing that we are going to see in this particular program. Now, what kind of tool we have chosen? We have chosen for this purpose, we have chosen Power BI as our tool. Why Power BI? Because Power BI is undoubtedly I would say the biggest tool or the smartest tool available on this planet today. For past 15 years, Microsoft is being featured as the leader in data analytics magic quadrant of Gartner this is almost, I'm talking about in terms of 2022. So that's why we have chosen this particular tool. This is not an advanced Excel program. This is completely into self-service BI data analytics. And for that, we have curated some modules for you. So just after this intro, we will quickly jump on to our first segment, which is Omega. In this particular segment, we will talk about how to communicate data and how to communicate the data insights into a story format. So that's the beginning, that's the journey that we are going to start with. Post that, we will move on to the Sigma module, where we will learn how to wrangle data, how to actually mine data, how to prepare the data. That would be the focus of the Sigma module. Post that, we will move to Lambda module. This is my favorite, one of the favorite modules that I have got for you, where we will start the concepts of data analysis expressions. So data analysis expressions we have divided into two sectors or two sections into this program. Why? Because it's a big topic to cover, definitely. So that's why we have Lambda, and so Kappa will be actually the high-end DAX, the advanced format of the DAX that we have in store for you today. Post that, once our data modeling is done, once everything is done from the data modeling perspective, move to the Theta module. This is where we will try to create the AHA reports. This is where we will try to visualize our data. We'll see that, okay, the hard work that we have done in terms of getting the data, gathering the data, and then wrangling the data, preparing the data, modeling the data. Post that, how do we actually use the guided principles of visualization? How do we use the power of data visualization to build some amazing reports using this tool called Power BI? Post that, we will be moving to Zeta. This is where we will talk about some of the advanced features like slicers and bookmarks and so on and so forth. So this is again a very important module, that once you know how to create a regular Power BI visual or a Power BI report, how do we incorporate the advanced features into Power BI? That's what we are going to see in Zeta module. And then we will move on to Epsilon. Epsilon is where we will see the dashboarding skills primarily, how dashboards are prepared. So those things will come into the Epsilon mode. So Epsilon will also have an understanding about how do we actually take this entire solution to cloud. How do we become from a novice to a pro? How do we use the cloud features of data analytics and Power BI? So the journey will begin directly from, let's say, the introduction. Then we will move on to the Power BI desktop features. And then we will take this entire solution to cloud and develop some amazing dashboards, some integrated dashboards in the last but not the least module that we have with us, Epsilon. But here it doesn't stop actually. Post Epsilon, we have 4 very important short modules for you. The first one being Delta. So in Delta, we will actually cover the first capstone module. In capstone module, we will talk about how to, let's say we will take something like a company expenses data and have a short module on that, how to deal with such kind of data. Then comes Gamma module. So in Gamma module, that is capstone project number 2, and that is where we will talk about some human capital data, and then we will actually be using the recruitment cost analysis concepts into that particular data. The data source will be different. It will not be your CSV or Excels that we are talking about during this entire journey. We might start with Excel or CSV, but eventually we will go to some high-end data storage like OData, API calls, JSON, XML. So this is what we are going to see. So non-Excel data will be at the core, at the center of this entire program. The idea is to let you know that how data journey can begin and how you can master these skills. This program is for everybody. You talk about your business professionals, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you are a student, whether you are a professional, whether you are a CXO. And I have tried to keep it as simple as it is, during this entire journey. So we will focus on all these features, and it's not the end. So we have the last 2 modules. The one is beta. So in beta module, we will talk about how to get prepared. Now that you have understood the entire module, entire data journey, how to prepare yourself for the world. That's beta. Talk about the interview questions or what kind of challenges you might face, and the difference between data analyst or business analysts, and let's say machine learning experts and all, how these framework works, what are the actual guided learning paths that you have post completing this entire module or entire program, that we are going to see in beta. And then comes the final alpha. So in alpha, we are going to explore the entire segment of how to become a data magician, how to actually use the power of data to tell stories to the world. So this is the entire journey that we are going to take throughout this program or throughout these modules. Thank you so much for being with us. Please, let's begin the journey. Thank you.